Okay, a lot to talk about again. We take you out to Avila Beach earlier today. We struggled with clouds early, but then the sun did come out at the coastline. However, that marine influence was still there even though the clouds did dissipate. It held daytime highs down a bit today near the coast. So 66 in Santa Maria and 70 in San Luis, 84. Paso Robles warm again today. 72 in Santa Barbara, 68 Goleta, 83 Cuyama, 66 in Lompoc, 61 Pismo Beach and Santa Ynez, 77. 7-day forecast ticking along at the bottom of your screen. A 10-day forecast, an hourly forecast, all available on the KSBY weather app. This morning, look at some of the lows near the coast. They were in the 40s and lower 50s. Paso Robles was 33 this morning. So again, we had a day of huge runs of about 50 degrees from the lows to the highs out in the interior. Right now, it's 72 in Paso and 59 at Los Osos, 56 in San Luis and Santa Maria, and 62 in Santa Barbara. In Goleta right now we have 65 degrees and the winds are fairly light. The low clouds are already making a press back into the area. The microclimate model picking up on some of that. And I think the question for tomorrow is, how quickly do the clouds clear? And we could see some mist and drizzle from this cloud deck yet again. It's interesting because we do have fairly warm air during the afternoons inland and at the coast. That deck has really been hanging in there for November. Usually we get better clearing, but again, we've just been warm for a long time here. So that's one of the factors in play. So you can see how that low cloud deck kind of hangs on. If there's a change in the forecast, it's going to be as we get into Saturday. Better offshore flow will clear out those skies a little earlier, and it's going to crank the temperatures back up. This is the satellite right now. You can see the low clouds are making their approach back into the coast. So big ridge of high pressure continues across the west. There's a huge trough in the central section of the country, and where cold airs plunge to the south, it's producing thunderstorms in northern Texas. And that's really going to be the story of the week here, is going to be this cold air outbreak on the plains. So part of the country out here in the west continues to be very, very warm. But watch what happens here. You can see the cold air pushing into the mid-south as we go into Thursday and Friday. Chicago 22 degrees as we get going on Friday morning. Then that cold air mass slides off to the east, and some of our warmer air starts migrating to the east as we get into later this week. But for us, not a whole lot of change at all. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Overnight lows in the interior, again, going to be on the cooler side, but probably not a lot of folks anywhere near freezing. So we're looking at temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s in the deeper interior valleys. And again, tomorrow we're looking at low to mid 70s at coastal valleys. Now, I think the question, like today, if the clouds linger, some of these temperatures probably a little on the bullish side. Santa Ynez and Cuyama right around 80, Orcutt 73 degrees. In the 5 cities, I'm going kind of coolish at the beaches because that's what we saw today. I do think, though, we see some clearing of the marine clouds, so coastal valleys will see some sunshine in the afternoon. But again, we're going to start on the gray side. So the extended forecast here, temperatures come up with a little more of that offshore flow as we get into the upcoming weekend, and then essentially just plateau. Temperatures will come back about middle of next week with more marine influence, but most of this forecast continues to be above average and dry.